Hello and welcome back to Metaverse. For today's video, we are going to be talking about IOTA's Tangle Explained. Everything you need to know about mIOTA. Let's get started. The average transaction charge for Bitcoin has been around $7, and the average transaction fee for Ethereum has been around $3, with occasional spikes to $11. This means that depending on how busy the network is, it is now impractical to purchase a cup of coffee or some gum at your neighborhood shop. However, what if there was a cryptocurrency available that had no transaction cost and allowed for free sending and receiving of any amount? Why it's named IOTA. A cryptocurrency called IOTA provides 100 free transactions. Internet of Things applications is referred to as IOTA. The Internet of Things is a concept where various electronic devices, such as your refrigerator, microwave, washer, security system, watches you wear, electrical breaks, and other items, are all connected to the internet. IOTA was really named after the ninth letter in the Greek alphabet, which denotes the smallest conceivable amount. IOTA is a distributed ledger that enables entirely free transmission of every tiny transactions and data. Not a blockchain, but a DAG. Let's see how it works. IOTA is a DAG, not a blockchain. To start with, if you are unaware, DAG appears to have the next development in blockchain technology. They are comparable to blockchains, but are faster and scale better. IOTA is now a DAG, or a directed acyclic graph. Using some nomenclature, the boxes are referred to as nodes, and each node essentially represents a single transaction. The edges or arcs are the nodes. Going back to the name, the directed components indicates that the graph has a direction, and the acyclic part indicates that the graph never loops and always moves in the same direction. To at least two additional prior nodes, each node will attempt to point, yet it can locate up to 8 to 0.2. Once it is pointed at by two further future nodes, then it will be a verified transaction. In a blockchain, confirmations might occasionally take up to 10 or 35 additional blocks. However, in a DAG, transactions are confirmed even if there are just two references to them. One interesting thing to mention is that IOTA will become faster as more users adopt it, because you'll have those two nodes pointing to your transaction more quickly. This differs from a blockchain, where the more users, the higher the cost get. By the way, they refer to the tangle as the unique DAG configuration. Use data. IOTA employs DAG technology to reach consensus on all of the transactions contained in its tangle, instead of proofs of work or stake. In comparison to Bitcoin and Ethereum, the tangle can currently manage to up to 1,000 transactions per second. No miners, no fees. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that since there are no miners, there's also no fees. Now you might be wondering, why would I choose to participate in the network if I'm not getting rewarded? Well, that's a good question. We can safely presume that no one else is spinning your IOTA coins, because when you transmit a transaction, you are actually the one submitting it to the DAG. You don't give it to a miner or a validator to include it. You do it yourself using private keys and asymmetric encryption. Additionally, anyone can add transactions to the tangle as long as they adhere to a specified protocol, because there are no miners or validators. Right now, the coordinators is a perplexing device that makes IOTA fairly centralized, but secures the DAG and serves as a shoddy substitute for miners and validators. IOTA, however, has plans to replace the coordinator and make it far more decentralized in the future. Microtransactions. The fact that IOTA has no fees is one of the best uses because it should enable millions of really little transactions each day. Imagine, for instance, assuming there were no expenses associated with purchasing your $1 coffee, or that your employer could pay you each day according to the number of hours you put in at work. Technically, if there's no cost and the payment method was speedy, employers could do this. Smart contracts. However, there aren't any smart contracts active right now on the main IOTA DAG. IOTA is developing a substantial bridge between these two layers and has plans for layer 2 blockchains that will support smart contracts. They currently just have a testnet, but when they provide smart contracts, they will support EVM, meaning that anything that functions on Ethereum's network should also function on IOTA's network. This layer 2 blockchain scaling approach is known as IOTA Tangle, comparable to how we typically refer to other scaling techniques as off-chain. IOTA layer 2 should incorporate tokens, decentralized application, and even NFT, making it roughly comparable to Ethereum in terms of utility. If it's free, how do they prevent spam? The congestion control method that IOTA currently employs is quite complex, and according to their blog article about it, it is the first non-proof of network DAG-based congestion control system ever created. Words like blacklist, node model, scheduler, and additive increase multiplicative decline algorithm are used, and it is highly complex. IOTA will additionally depend more on something known as mana in the future. By possessing and holding the native IOTA token, you can acquire mana, a virtual token. IOTA will eventually switch to a proof-of-stake-like system after the coordinator is removed. However, you don't have to stake your coins to help verify. Instead, you earn mana the longer you delegate your coins, and you may use the mana to get your transactions in front of the quake. Now, if the network isn't congested, you don't really need mana. But if it is people who have a lot of IOTA and have held it for a while to earn mana, will get priority. Storage. The Tangle is special in that you don't need a complete copy of each network transactions to add new transactions. For instance, on Bitcoin and Ethereum, you need a full and complete copy of the network to be a node, which is a fancy phrase for someone who wants to try to add to the blockchain. It equates to roughly 280 terabytes for Ethereum and 350 gigabytes for Bitcoin, and these sizes will increase daily since you are only adding nodes that connect to a small number of other nodes. You only need a piece of the network to add nodes to the Tangle. Tokenomics. With names like Tera IOTA, Giga IOTA, Mega IOTA, and Kilo IOTA, IOTA has an odd naming convention. And finally, down to a single IOTA. Although IOTA is the currency used on the network, transactions do not require it. In contrast to Bitcoin and Ethereum, the inherent demand for the coins do not result from the use of the infrastructure. Around 2.779 quadrillion IOTA, or 2.779 billion IOTA coins, are in circulation, which is almost as many satoshis as there are. However, all IOTA coins were sold through an ICO that raised about $500,000, and there are no current plans for inflation. However, as individuals naturally forget their wallets, keys, and even lose them, this is a problem. IOTA becomes very slightly deflationary as a result. By the way, if you look at the distribution of IOTA wallets, you'll notice that 30 wallets hold more than 50% of all currencies in circulation. However, the team on Discord claims that this was because big changes have a lot and empty the UTXO transaction paradigm. This implies that you might have a single private key and numerous wallets, so it's challenging to determine who actually has the most coins. From our discussion, what have you learned? Please let me know by leaving a comment below. And if you enjoy this video, please press the like button, turn on the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for stopping by to watch. See you in our next video.